Hello, Masterduel Central. Well, first off, I would like to give a shout out to LFR for helping me with this deck list. This is my Sky Striker deck. It's a DPE Sky Striker deck featuring the Golden Lord. It's not an Eldritch deck. The reason the Golden Lord is in here is very interesting, and we'll get into that in a moment. But this deck is insanely powerful, got me to Diamond 5, very beginner friendly, so I love Strikers for that, and it's just a good pick up and play kind of control deck, pretty easy to get your, wrap your head around. It's not really like a huge, complicated combo deck, but anyway. Alright, so for the card by card here, we've got 3 Veilers, 1 no material, very interesting card. Basically, you target one monster your opponent can, it's like a hand trap, target one monster your opponent controls and they can't use it for a tribute. Can't use it for like a fusion, synchro, xyz, link material. So it's a really good way of stopping your opponent from going into their extra deck. It's especially good against Sword Soul. You can target the token and they can't use it for the rest of the turn. So really underrated card in my opinion. I pulled it recently and I've actually been getting pretty good results with this card. I don't think I'm going to craft more, but if I get more, I'm definitely not dismantling them. Pretty underrated in my opinion. 3 maxi, obviously. We're playing the Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer package. So, you know, 2 Destiny, 1 Dasher, and 1 Celestial, 3 Ray, 2 Rose, 1 Golden Lord, I'm going to explain this a bit more after, 1 Nibiru with a Primal Being, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 2 Engage, 2 Afterburner, 1 Jamming Waves, 1 Lightning Storm, 2 Pot of Prosperity, 1 Area 0, 1 Multi-Roll, 2 Cursed Eldland, 2 Called by the Grave, 1 Hornet Drones, 2 Widow Anchor, 1 Eagle, what is it called already? Eagle Booster? Yeah, okay, Eagle Booster, 1 Shark Cannon, 3 Forbidden Droplet, and 1 copy of Impermanence. Basically, I just want to go really quickly over why we're playing Eldritch here. Basically, it's because, you know, Strikers does struggle with like closing out games, so just getting this big body that's easy to summon and also sends a card your opponent controls to the grave for free is just really strong, really useful. It's also a great way to set up spells in your grave because, you know, you can send it to the grave with a spell in your hand, so that's 1 spell in the grave. And if you got it with the Cursed Eldland, then you can sell the Cursed Eldland from your field to the grave. That's 2 spells in the grave. Very easy to set up and just a very strong card in this deck in my opinion. Really worth playing. Highly recommend it. With the 2 Eldland, of course. Now for the extra deck, we've got Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Pretty long name. I'm going to call it DPE now. This card, you know, it's the new Sky Striker boss monster. Sky Striker is one of the best decks with DPE because basically DPE, what's so good about it is it can clear itself from your main monster zone. So you'll have it chilling in your main monster zone, and you can't activate your spell and your Sky Striker spells, but you can just activate your DPE, pop a card your opponent controls as soon as possible, and suddenly all your spells are live again. So very, very useful. Also, you know, Sky Strikers are relentless for their grind game, so having a card like this that is especially good in the grind game is just amazing for Sky Strikers. So this card, absolutely amazing in Sky Strikers. One of the best decks for it. Also, Fusion Destiny in the grave equals 1 more spell in the grave, which is always good for Strikers. We've got the 1 Kagari, which we could run more, 3 Shizuku, obviously, 2 Hayate, 1 Kaine for the 1 out of 20 games where it comes up, 1 Halki Fibrax with the Celine and access code Talker. This is a combo you can easily access by just having any, well, basically, you just get your Effect Veiler or any tuner that you grab off of like Widow Anchor or something, and a Sky Striker monster or whatever else. And you just go into your Halka Fibrax, you bring out another Veiler, then you can make your Celine. Celine can special summon your Veiler back from your grave, and you can go into Access Code Talker. Just an easy little combo, not very necessary. If you have cards you'd rather play than this, you can totally play something else, but I just think it's quite good, so I just kept it, and I didn't know what else to do, and plus it's some good banishes for Pot of Prosperity. Got the Nightmare Phoenix and the Nightmare Unicorn, same thing, basically banishes for Pot of Prosperity. We've got the Zeke, and we've got the Verte Anaconda, very necessary. You won't always draw your Fusion Destiny, and when you don't, you might want to go into it using your Verte. I got some replays to show you. I'm going to kind of guide you through what I was doing and my thought process during the games, and yeah, let's just go check out those replays. Alright, so for this first replay here, we've got a Rose, a Afterburner, a Lightning Storm, a Droplet, and a Pot of Prosperity in hand. And we are going second against Sword Soul. So pretty important matchup to show you. Obviously, when you're playing against Sword Soul, you know you're going to be playing against this deck a lot. Now, our opponent did not have the best of hands. Just activates long one, makes a Baron de Fleur, burns us for 1200, and passes turn with an unknown set card. We draw, we get our Hornet Drones. Now, we activate our Pot of Prosperity, banishing 3. Basically, at this moment, we just decided it's impossible that we close out game in this turn, so we might as well use the Pot of Prosperity and just get more cards and more advantage out of this. And what we decide to grab is the Effect Veiler. The reason we do this is because Effect Veiler is especially effective against this deck in particular. Now we activate our Afterburner. Our opponent obviously has to negate it with the Baron de Fleur, but we're going to chain our droplets, sending the Afterburn to the grave. And basically that's it. They lose their Baron de Fleur. So just like that, we out the Baron. Very, very easy to out for us now. And here I want to show you something really cool. Mecha Hornet Drones right here. This card is a 1-card DPE. Let me show you how. So let's go. So activate it, you get yourself a token. With your token, you make a Kagari. Kagari effect activate, you get back your Mecha Hornet Drones. You reactivate your Mecha Hornet Drones, you get another token. None of these Sky Striker spells are once per turn, by the way. Get your Hayate, just to get an arrow that points down. With your token, you make yourself a Shizuku. And now you have 2 effect monsters. You can make yourself a Verte Anaconda. And you activate the effect and you get yourself a DPE. So that's how, with just a single Mecha Hornet Drones, you can make yourself a Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Pretty crazy stuff. So now we're just going to go into battle and attack with half damage because of the Pot of Prosperity. We've got an Effect Veiler in hand, a DPE. It seems like our opponent is playing some Yang Zing Engine in their Sword Soul deck here. But yeah, we pop that trap card, pass turn to them. We bring back our DPE, obviously, because why would we not bring back the DPE, am I right? And now our opponent just decides to pass turn again. They're like, there's just no way I can do anything here. And plus, we can't kill them in 1 turn anyway. So probably not the worst call for them to make. We attack, attack, attack. And we just pass turn after making ourselves a Zeke. I mean a Shizuku. And we just pass on Shizuku. Our opponent activates Psyframe Gear Gamma. Not that it's going to do much, but it does resolve. It's going to negate our Shizuku, destroy it. We decide, what if they have the Lightning Storm? And so we activate our DPE, popping the Gamma. We want to leave the Psyframe driver on the field so it gets banished in case they have another copy. And then on the next turn, we get back our DPE. And this is pretty much game at this point. There's really nothing our opponent can do, so they're just gonna scoop it up. Scoop it up. Just like that. So another Sword Soul player here. We've got our starting hand of a Gnome Material, Engage, Multi-Roll, Lightning Storm, and Forbidden Droplet. Pretty good hand. Pretty good hand. So they're gonna summon the Ashna as well as the Ecclesia, and they're gonna go straight into Hulk. Now with Hulk, they're gonna bring out the Despot 1. We opt to use our No Material, which stops the Despot 1 from being used as a link material, and so they can't really use it for anything. So they're just going to activate Pot of Desires here and set an unknown card face down. It's our turn. We get the Rhoda, pretty damn good. Cannot complain about that. We get ourselves a Ray from the deck. We activate the Lightning Storm, opting to go for back row in case they had the Infinite Impermanence, which they did not. Summon the Ray here. And we make ourselves a Hayate. Now with the Hayate, we crash into the Despot. I don't know what kind of brain fart I had here, where I just forgot I could attack directly. Feels bad, man. But we did send the Shark Cannon. We activate the Engage. We get ourselves Widow Anchor. We make Kagari. We get back our Engage, of course. Get back our Engage in here. And now we're going to be summoning the Shizuku. And then we set 2 Forbidden Droplet and 1 copy of Widow Anchor, and we set the Shark Cannon back from the grave. End phase, search our second Engage. Now we've got 2 Engage in hand, 1 Shark Cannon, 1 Widow Anchor, and 2 Forbidden Droplet on the field. We are looking pretty crazy here. Our opponent activates the Mecha Phantom Beast Olion. We're going to be chaining Shark Cannon to get rid of the Despot 1, and we're going to activate Droplet to negate the Shark Cannon. This was a bit unnecessary. I realized afterwards that just by negating the Phantom Beast Auroradon, our opponent would have not gotten back their Despot 001. So we could have just held on to our Shark Cannon, but either way, here we're going to activate our Widow Anchor and stop them from using Sorcel of Taya. We are hoping here that they don't have the long one, but they actually ended up having it, so they're going to activate their long one, discarding the Adara, getting themselves a token, activating Adara in the grave, adding back another Adara, Ashuna, from the banished pile to their hand, activating Ashuna, and they summon an Adara from deck. With Adara and long one, they're going to make themselves a Yadzi, and obviously they're going to burn for 1200, activate that, get rid of multi-roll, which hurts, definitely hurts, but we're going to be okay, then they're going to search out the Moye, activate Moye effect, revealing Taya in hand, and with these two, they're going to make themselves a Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. Now they activate Moye in the grave and draw a card. Attack with Berserker of the Tenyi, we activate our Ray in the grave, and they don't banish it, which was really weird that they did not respond with the banish. I don't know if they just couldn't, but yeah. I feel like I would have definitely banished it. Anyway, Kaina effect, stop it from attacking. This is where they decide to activate the Draco Berserker, and they're going to banish our Kaina. Pretty good stuff. But at this point, we have 2 engage in hand and more than enough spells in grave to get full value. And we top deck the Cursed Outland, which just adds insult to injury. So we're looking pretty hot here. Activate the engage, search out the Widow Anchor, and we draw the jamming waves. Activate engage again, get our Ray, and we top deck the Called by the Grave. Activate Widow Anchor, we take control of the Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. Use Cursed Outland, we get to search out our Eldritch, the Golden Lord from the deck. Activate that bad boy, discarding our Jamming Wave since it's useless. Then bring it back by sending the Eldland to the graveyard. And we've got this big old 3500 attack body on the field. Summon the Ray, go to battle phase, and we're trying to maximize damage here. We can't go quite for game. Especially if this wasn't negated, we probably would have game here, but yeah, we can't go for game, so we're just trying to maximize as much damage as possible. Attack with Ray directly, activate its effect, attack with Hayate, send another Ray in case our, send a Rose. I don't really know why I sent a Rose. I guess at that point I was just deck thinning. I was like, at this point I probably already have the game in the bag, so feeling pretty confident here. Now we make ourselves, using our opponent's monster in our own, we make ourselves a Verte, and we summon the DPE. DPE is going to pop the Verte. I'm just scared they summon a big monster to attack into the Verte, so I just get rid of it. And there we go. We've got the Called By set. We've got DPE coming back to the field, stronger than ever, and a Golden Lord on the field. They're going to activate their Infinite Impermanence. We opt to pop our own DPE and pop the Infinite Impermanence. This is just in case they were to go Baxia and bounce it. Don't want them to out it that way, so I'd rather just pop it, prematurely just to not take the risk. They're going to activate Taya here, and we could have called by the Taya in the grave. That was a big misplay on our part. And now, yeah, they're going to activate their Adara in grave, get back another Adara, and make themselves a Shishao. Shishao, pretty damn good card. Activate Sword Soul of Taya in the grave, sending a card from the deck to the graveyard. And they send the Vishuddha, then Shishao draws a card. Pretty nice stuff, pretty good. At this point, we pretty much assumed they had the long one, so we held on to our Called By for that, and we were right. So now, activate the Called By, banish the long one, and they don't get to use their long one. Kind of have to pass on this. We get into a very interesting grind game in this game because of all this stuff happening. Definitely a very fun game we had here. They get the Arch Nemesis Protoss. Now, our opponent kind of misplays here because they completely forget that Eldritch cannot be destroyed by card effects at the moment. And so they destroy their own Shishao for no reason. We get back our DPE. And at this point, we're looking pretty darn good. Activate the Airspace Area 0. Activate the Celestial in the grave to draw 2. Crash the 2 monsters. And we just go for game with the Golden Lord. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. It's just that simple. Sky Strikers, absolutely crazy deck. Super fun to play. Huge shout out again to LFR for helping me out building this deck, and I had some really good success with it. It was really fun to play. I hope you guys liked the deck. I hope you liked the video. Huge shout out to my UCT tier members. That would be Rapture, John Caceres, and Bongerman for 20, as well as everyone else in the baby tier, Twitch subscribers, etc. supporting the channel. Very appreciated. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to let your boy know you appreciate the videos. And yeah, peace.